never have any luck with this thing. Hold on. Oh, it says we're live. Allie, are we live? Is it working? Oh my God, okay, we're on now. Oh, it says we're live. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I'll stop. All right, we'll give it a few minutes. Everyone that will be tuning in. Did you want to share it one last time, Al?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you want to share the link one last time?
Oh, I did just like a few minutes ago. I shared it.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. We will get started in a few minutes. I am super pumped that you are sharing your story. I know this is so spontaneous, so thank you, Al. I was so happy that when I saw you comment on the post, I was like, yes! Kristen and I always talk about you. We're like, you're just so inspiring. Okay, well, let's just kick off. No more waiting. They can watch the playback if anyone joins on late. But hello, everyone. My name is Kelsey Adam, and I am founder of Soul Beauty Fitness. And I started a few months ago that I wanted to implement something every month is to have a coach share their story. I think getting involved doing this shows just what we're all about and how real we are. And these are real lives being changed, you know? And I'm super pumped tonight to have Kell on with me just to share her story. I met Allie through coaching. She signed up with my girlfriend Kristen, and honestly, before she was even a coach, she was in a challenge group. And it is so funny because before she was a coach, she was killing it in our challenge group. And Kristen and I were like, I was like, who is this Allie girl? She's just dominating. And Kristen was so amazed too by everything. And Kristen was like, you have to become a coach. And so I'm so thankful she took the leap of faith. She signed up as a coach. And honestly, y'all, she is thriving. Like, she's blogging and she's being real and she's sharing her story and she's a full-time nurse, a mom, a coach now, a wife, and she wears many hats. And I'm just super excited to have her on. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time, Allie. So you go ahead, girlfriend.
All right. So like Kelsey was saying, I am a nurse. So that's kind of where this story is going to go, basically. But before I started coaching or even started with Beachbody, I got to a very, very low about a year ago. I work in critical care. So a lot of critical care, you see a lot of death, dying, things like that. So at that point, I had been in the ICU for about 2 years, and I had seen a lot of people pass away. And it's very weird. The more I saw people die, the less faith I had in an afterlife, a higher power, all of these different things. So I ended up with like PTSD. I would go home and I would wake up in the middle of the night panicking. When was the last time I checked on my patients? All these different things. I got very, very depressed at that point in my life. I thought about all of my family members dying, and I had lots and lots of anxiety about that. So about a year ago, I had a patient who came to me from the emergency department, and she had a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in her lung. And I broke my cardinal rule when she came to me looking like crap, needing to be intubated, and I told her everything would be okay. Well, everything was not okay, and she died about 5 minutes after I told her everything would be okay. So that just about crushed me, because at that point, I really believed that she no longer existed, and I had told her everything would be okay. So it started this like huge general spiral in my life. I was in grad school at that time. I had become a mother maybe like 8 months before that. So there was a lot of other stressors compounding in my life. And what ended up happening was on my days off, I would just kind of sit around on the couch, eat junk food, and watch television instead of doing anything productive in my life. And about December, I had hit an all-time high in my weight, aside from being pregnant, but I was pretty much where I was third trimester of pregnancy. I was weighing in at 185 pounds. I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I didn't recognize myself at all. I had gained so much weight that I didn't even know who this person was looking back at me. And I think for me, it was kind of like the weight was like, it was definitely an emotional eating kind of thing, where I was packing on the pounds, trying to, I guess, like hide myself from everything that was going on. But it got to a point where I was like, okay, something has to change. So in August, I had changed jobs. I moved from the medical ICU to the cardiac ICU, which kind of helped a little bit. It's not there. You have bad outcomes, but they're fewer and far between than they are in the medical ICU. So you have more positive outcomes than bad outcomes. So that was helping. But I was still not, I was in a funk. But then Kristen kept popping up and talking to people about, you know, oh, you should do workouts and stuff like that. And everyone at work was doing the 21-day fix, it seemed like. So I was like, what is this? Like, I really need to get involved in this. Everyone seems like they're dropping the weight and everyone's happy. And it was like this like camaraderie that was going on the unit. And I was like, I need to get involved in this. So I approached Kristen and I was like, hey, like, what do I need to do? And so she got me signed up. And I started working out every day. And I was focusing on my nutrition, and things started to really change in my life because I had this outlet that was just for me. I could go 30 minutes a day. I could work out, and I didn't have to be a mom at that point. I wasn't a nurse. It was just me time, and it really helped. So like Kelsey was saying, I was really like, I was posting all the time in challenge groups and things like that, and I guess motivating other people. So after my first challenge group, Kristen approached me and she was like, hey, have you thought about coaching? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, if it's pretty much what I'm doing now, then I guess, yeah, why not?
You're doing everything, Allie, everything.
So I just went ahead and I signed up. And what was really neat about the whole experience was that one of our things that we really focus on is personal development. So that meant that I was reading, which is going to sound corny, but a lot of self-help books. And all of these self-help books, it's really weird. They started to focus me in, and I was thinking more about, like, I started to feel more positive and have more hope and things like that. So I started to believe again in a higher power, that there is like an afterlife, that things happen good in your life, and sometimes there's a higher power looking out for you. So things started to really turn around in my life. And that's kind of where I am right now. My all of this positive energy that was going on in my life and being surrounded by all these positive women and all these powerful women had motivated me to start to try to pursue following my master's degree and pursuing a career that actually fits with the fact that I now have my master's degree. So I started applying for staff development positions in the healthcare system that I work for, and went to interview after interview. And you know what? The first one was awful. The women that I walked into the room, I think all they could see was that I was like 26 years old, and they're like, "Who is this girl? Like, she has no right to try to take this position." And you know what? I could have taken that moment and been like, oh my God, this is how everyone's going to treat me. I can't possibly do this. But I didn't. With each rejection, I learned something from it. And by the time I actually got offered a position, I had gained so many rejections that I was no longer afraid of rejection. So it wasn't a scary thing anymore. And it was really funny. One of the interviews that I went on, at the end of it, the manager walked me out and she was like, where does all of this confidence come from in you? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know, like, it's a brand new thing. I definitely wasn't this confident person before all of this started. But I was reading a book that some of the coaches had recommended to me, You're a Badass. And so I just ended up quoting the book and and just like went on with my life. But it was really funny. And so I didn't get that job either, but that manager actually called me to tell me that she felt that I was going to do great things, and she didn't want me to be discouraged from being rejected. So I did end up accepting a position, and I'm now, taking on this new career at work. But the cool thing about it is I'll have better hours. So I feel like I'll be able to focus more on my coaching than I have been, because I won't be working 12-hour shifts. I'll be working 8-hour shifts. So I'll have more time in my day to focus on this as well. So it's kind of like a win-win for me. And then I'll also have more time with my family. So that'll be a good thing too. But yeah, definitely. And so as far as coaching goes, it's this awesome, amazing journey that you go on. But I feel like it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't with Soul Beauty, because I feel like the women that I've come in contact with, they're just so powerful and motivating. And there's this great connection and network there. And we all support each other, and we can bounce ideas off each other. And even though I've really never met like any of these women in person, like
I met you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I feel like I know them, and that they actually care about what goes on in my life, even though like they're practically strangers, but it doesn't matter. Like, everyone's here with the same goals, and they're honest, good, genuine people. And I think that was another piece that I needed, was like that social aspect of it as well. So
yeah, like the community.
Yeah, definitely. And so that was one thing that Kristen really talked up. She was like, it's just that they're awesome. You're gonna love the girls. That's what she always said. You're gonna love the girls. So, and she's right. They're all awesome. So, yeah, it's kind of where I am right now in this coaching journey. But it's all been positive, and it's completely changed my life. Like I was a completely different person in December than I am now.
That's really funny. I mean, I completely agree too. I think because I actually laugh at why I got involved in this, because I am not a salesperson. I'm not about that like whatsoever. And I really, when I reflect on it, I think I'm really in this because of the relationships I'm building and because of like the sisterhood. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's I can't explain it. It's weird because it's not normal that you create these relationships with people that you've never actually even met them in person. But it's like we do life together. We understand each other's struggles. Like Ali, I'll never forget when you even shared that when you were going on your interview and everything. You shared that how the book helped you. Like goes beyond just a product and a shake. It goes beyond just like doing this.
Yeah, it's so much more than that. And that's what, like, I was talking to my sister about this. So I hope she's watching because I told her to watch.
Hey, sister!
I'm trying to get her involved in this. I'm like, I think you would really be good at this. She's really into fitness, and I'm like, it's really not much more than what you're doing now. You just have to post about the fact that you're doing this like awesome stuff with your body. So it's really not that much more than you're already doing now. You should totally pay attention to it. And she's like asking about like all the business end and everything. I'm like, but it's so much more than that. Like, you don't understand. I was like, it really doesn't cost me more a month than a gym membership would anyway. So it's not like my investment in it is huge. I was like, but the social aspect that I get from it, I'm not going to find at a gym. So it's it's a better solution for me. I'm not saying it's great for everyone, but it's a better solution for me. If I'm going to invest my money in something, I want something where I get that sort of return from it.
Yeah, and it's not a big investment. I mean, you guys have to think like we're starting our own businesses for $39.95, and there's a monthly fee of $15, which is nothing because you're getting the 25% discount off of everything, and like. I mean, there's not a big investment there. There really isn't. And the cool thing, too, when you join our team, you literally become a part of the family. So I know a lot of times people have come from other multiple marketing companies, and they're nervous. They think that they sign up, we wheel them in, and then they sign up, and we're like, peace out. Good luck with this opportunity. Like, Ali, you can even vouch for this, and I want to have you talk about it in a second, that when you literally sign up, you get put in our secret coaches page, and you really become a part of the family. Like, I'm serious. Like, we're in this journey together. You want to talk about how you felt about that, Al?
So yeah, it's kind of overwhelming when you first sign up. It's like that first night, like the event that we have where we try to like get people to sign up. It's kind of overwhelming, all the terminology and the lingo and stuff that gets thrown. I'm like, I don't even know what this means. Oh my God, it's so complicated. But then it turns into like, yeah, you have this support and people are just there to talk you through it. And then, yeah, for like the first month you have this group and like check in, you read a book about how to grow your business basically. And it helps. Like, and no one ever leaves you. If you have a question, even after that, if you have a question, you just put it on the, our group page and you ask it and people respond to you like, hey, I don't know how to respond in this situation. What would you do? And then people with more experience who have seen it tell you exactly what they would do, and you try it. And I think that's the big thing about it too, is that like, it's the same thing. Like I was talking about interviews and getting rejected. It's kind of funny because that rejection from those interviews has made me like, I'll go out and I'll approach anyone about this opportunity. Right. The worst they're going to say is no. Okay, fine. If you say no, then whatever. But then I have other people who I'm out there who I've been pursuing for a while who, like they haven't flat out told me no, but they haven't said yes. And I'm not going to stop until I get told no. Mm-hmm. So you have to be persistent. Like that's
exactly. It's one of those things that you've seen how much it has changed your life, and you know what this opportunity can do. It took me a while to be open to this. Like I had this negative connotation about it. I just had a bad vibe about this. So I put myself in their shoes, when I'm approaching someone about it, I have to take myself back to a year and a half ago when I was like, no, this is a pyramid scheme. I'm not about this life, and I cannot forget that. But I also wanted to touch on too for, when you sign up as a coach, there's no obligation to sell. There's not. And first of all, selling, we don't sell, we share. So selling is sharing. And in the coach's life world. But when you sign up, you don't have to meet quotas. There's no mandatory like sales or anything like that. Because a lot of people join our team just because they want accountability. Even they want to be surrounded by these empowering women. But then there's also times, so that I would consider them like a discount coach. You get the 25% off, but yet you get the perks of being a part of a team. And then a lot of times too, though, discount coaches do turn into like more of a hobby coach. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm basically seeing results. Like Allie, this is Allie, literally from a challenge group. Allie was posting and she was seeing results. So we're like, just share this and you get paid for this. Like, what? That seems insane. Like, you literally just share what's working for you, you know? And we're not forcing things on people. We just believe in these products so much that it comes naturally to us. And then there's people that sometimes go from the hobby coach and want to make this a full-time thing. They want to have that like freedom, not just financial freedom, but freedom to stay home with their children or freedom to travel wherever they go. Like, that's something that pushed me because my husband plays baseball. So I really wanted to make sure that I can literally take my laptop and do my work wherever I go, because that lifestyle is like insane. So I just want to make that really clear that there's no pressure to meet quotas or sell or anything. Like, you set the pace and we roll with you. Like, it's not like you get kicked out of the team if you don't do anything.
Yeah, there's no pressure to it whatsoever. It's just it's a great network of people who are just there to support one another. Like, exactly, there's no pressure to meet a quota or anything like that. And even Beachbody is not pressuring you to meet
it's corporate. No, corporate. And that's, I think, where it stems from. Like, it trickles down, you know, the culture of the whole company. Because Beachbody's motto, everyone matters. Like, we're just paying it forward. We're not here because Beachbody would be fine. Beachbody didn't start out as a multi-level marketing company. Like, so Beachbody would be fine without us coaches, but they felt a need. They felt a need that they needed to reward us for basically paying it forward to other people, you know? So that's their motto. Their motto is not to be like sleazy salespeople. Their motto is just to share what's working for you. And because it's a pure company. So
I got on here tonight, I was looking on Instagram and Shanti's posted basically like the same thing we're doing right now. He's like, I'm just going to check in with everyone who follows me on Instagram. And I just want you to post about how your day was. And I just want you to know that you need to get out there. And I don't care how much you do or what you do, but be active for a little bit today. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is coming from Shanti. Like, it's, you know.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. No. So, Allie, thank you so much. Do you have anything else to add, my dear?
No, I think that pretty much covers it.
But for those of you watching, if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to the person that invited you to this webinar, or if you or someone just happened to stumble across this video, whose ever page you saw it on, email them. My email will be in the bio of this video. And I mean, we just look forward to hopefully bringing you on a part of our team. And like I said, when you sign up, we have a bunch of trainings. Like, we roll with your pace. So you want to say anything about that, Al, quick? Lastly, I know you touched on that a little bit.
But yeah, it's definitely, it seems overwhelming at first, but then you have enough support that it becomes, it's not overwhelming at all. But yeah, you feel like you're overwhelmed, but then there's enough people to take the whelmingness away. Exactly.
It's a good overwhelm. Yeah. It's like you feel good. It's exciting. You're embarking on something new, kind of thing. So, right. But thank you all so much for joining. Allie, girlfriend, I'm just so thankful to have you on our team. Seriously, like, reading your blog posts. You guys should check out Allie's her blog. Like, I'll have her share it in the comment section. But it's like you have a way with words too. Like, do you get that a lot?
I like writing. I was always really good at writing and got A's in English and stuff like that. Like,
it shows. Like, your words just speak right into my heart. Like, I enjoy reading your stuff. So thank you for that. But, you guys have a good rest of your night. And Allie, thank you again, my dear.
So much. It was good talking to you.
Bye.